Try to make it through my life in my way. There's you. I try to make it through these lies. That's all I do. Just don't deny it. Just don't deny it and deal with it. Yeah, deal with it. You try to break me, you wanna break me bit by bit. That's just part of it. If you were there, feel alive. I don't care. I don't care. Yes, we're not going to let them get in our way. This is Last Resort Repair and Recreation, episode 28. Apologize if it's dark in here, we forgot to open the blinds, but I think we're alright. So this is episode 28. We're going to continue the notes that I took on the latest panel discussion with Alfred Weber and Peter Kling. But before we get to that, I got a poem, and also Charmel has something to say, and we're going to talk about what just happened recently, the Paris attacks. We put that in quotations because who knows if it's another one of those staged crisis crap or what. But before I get into that, I'm going to talk about a literary poem. It's called Words of the Wise. What is beyond? Open a door. Choose one in your mind. What are you waiting for? So many doors, not enough time. Taking time for oneself is never a crime. You can change your mind, and you can change your emotion, like a golden vessel upon the ocean. In our universal ship, known as We Are One, we look out for each other beneath our kingdom's sun, and peace on earth shall come our way. Through spoken word, we'll save the day. Okay, now here's another one called The Kingdom of Love. Their system of darkness has faded away. We have the kingdom of love, bringing earth a new day. Okay, here's a commentary I wrote, which was interesting, that the Paris terror attacks were on 11, 13, 15, which are significant numbers of dark cultists. Of course, they're all an odd number in a row, so that's a red flag there. The dark occultists are trying to halt our rise in consciousness by promoting more fear and harming innocent lives, or it could be a staged event with crisis actors. They are getting desperate because they cannot stop our awakening. True justice will prevail on a global scale. By 2017, the dark occultists will be brought to justice by the cosmos. We have transcended our fear and freed our minds. They do not have a hold on us. They chose this Paris attack on 11, 13, 15 for a reason. It was also on Friday the 13th. Yeah, that's another thing too. Another thing, they have their nutty things with the numbers and holidays and crap. Those responsible will soon receive cosmic justice. We refuse to be misled by the mainstream media nonsense. And here we go. Chomela had something about that. Okay, here's one that I wrote. And I gotta tell you that I'm getting pretty damn sick of writing this because I'm really fed up with everything. I hate war. I hate all the old world system bullshit. And what we're trying to do is keep waking people up and doing our show. And we know how important it is. That's why we do it. That's why it's called the great work. So even Mark said how tired he is of doing what he's doing. But he knows what he's doing because he's doing great work. And it's better than any of us ever could. But we're trying our best to support the great work. So, here is what I wrote. It's called In Earth We Trust. We are sick and tired of the terrorism bullshit. The dates and details always show dark cultist fingerprints all over it. Most of us know that the news is controlled, spreading lie after lie to protect those who lack souls. Well, it's about time that they be exposed for the scumbags that they are. We are rising as they fall because we now know what we are. We are more than just human, and no one can patent our soul. And as we continue to rise in consciousness, the archons are losing control. They are the victims of fear. They are the victims of fear, not us. We are the kingdom of love. In earth we trust. Yes. Thank you, Sharmella. And yes, we are here to fight for the earth. That's why we came here. Don't lose sight of that. Demanding peace, and I know, okay. Continue the interview. I took on the interview with Alfred Weber and Peter Kling. I'm very behind because right now I'm listening to the latest that they have posted on there. He's doing an interview with the Richie Allen show, which we're working on notes for that, and we're going to go over that too when we get that done. And we also have there's two parts to his new symposium on the positive future and offering solutions and going against inorganic AI. Okay. Just like the Paris terror bullshit, that's inorganic AI again. It seeks to corrupt the mind, and we're not going to take that. We're not going to be afraid, and they have no hold on us. We can pull through. And knowing this, that we're more than just human. We are more than just human. Remember, I just wrote down the definition of enlightenment. It's perfect. I don't know where it came from. It just came to me, and it should be common sense, but here it is. It's called enlightenment. The transformation from a human being having a spiritual experience to a spiritual being having a human experience. That's religare, trying to hold people back, keep them in the box of the human being having a spiritual experience, and hoping that they won't go through that transformation. So, yeah, enlightenment. The transformation from a human being having a spiritual experience to a spiritual being having a human experience. This is your human experience. You're more than just a human. You have a lot. You're a multidimensional being. A lot of humans are partially in the other dimension because, like my own master, her higher self chose to stay to be a guide to her lower self, her human form. And it's confusing. It's a lot to wrap your mind around, but you got to check out in5d.com because they get it. They know what they're talking about. And this makes more sense. And also, Alfred Weber's got a book about the Omniverse, the dimensional ecology of the Omniverse, and he's got a new book out that we're still wanting to get that. We haven't gotten it yet. But it explains all that kind of thing. You are more than human. You're more than just the identity you were born with. You go beyond that. Find out who you were and who you wish to become. And by doing this, we came to Earth to help her rise in vibration with us. That's why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. Now, we're going to go back to the interview with Alfred Weber and Peter Kling, the latest panel discussion. We're talking about how the church is interfering with going to Independence Hall, the Capitol building, and the White House. The church doesn't belong there. With the priest meeting, with the Pope meeting with the president back at that a couple of months ago. Why? I thought there was a separation of church and state. What's going on? And then there's Matthew 24:14 and 15, talks about disgusting things standing in desolation in a place that ought not. To flee into the mountains. Religion is poison and destroyed the scriptures, control people's opinion, cherry-picked. Yeshua never spoke of religion. And we're going to talk about the BRICS. That China is in BRICS. China wants to forgive the debts of poor nations. China, Russia, and Canada, 120 nations part of BRICS. U.S. holding out. Yeah, they're trying to hang on to the Federal Reserve and keep this bullshit debt crap going. It needs to stop. We need to forgive the debt and distribute wealth more fairly, because it's ridiculous. The King of the North is identified in Syria. The Federal Reserve is worthless. Once more have become enlightened and figured it out. King of the South, Babylon the Great, controls the world. Catholic Church spiraling. The Vatican is Babylon the Great, Corporation of America, and there's no debt in BRICS. December 8th, Pope declared... December. Yes, I don't know why. I think it says December. I don't know. Because it hasn't happened yet, apparently. Of course. I guess this Pope declared this a year of mercy. Syria, another victim of illegal war by U.S. The BS bombings of Syria. Obama insists on bombing Syria because of chemical weapons. The same bullshit story as with Iraq. And this is interesting too. Listen to this. A company located at 1700 Pennsylvania Avenue, using the ISIS logo. After exposed, they changed the logo to ISI, ex-CIA Special Forces spy agency. They finance the rebels in Syria. This needs to end, and it needs to be called out and continued to be exposed, because these fools need to stop. And these people need to stop signing up for the military. The National Guard needs to get out of the mall. They need to get out of schools. They need to leave people alone. And people need to smarten up and realize that they are being taken for a ride. If you're going to join the National Guard, you're supporting the bankers and all the bullshit assholes that are keeping the war going. Get out of it. Get out. You don't belong going to other countries and blowing people's homes apart. Just get out of it. Get out of her now. It's like the warning in the Bible and stuff like that, you know? Seriously, we need to get this, just need to discourage children and young men and young women from joining this military as a cult. Another thing they're talking about was the Pope's retreat. The Pope is going to be retiring in 2016. His first Jesuit Pope became Pope on 3/13/13, which is 13 is a big number for them. Through 2016, 42 months, witnesses of prophecy and revelations in sackcloth. Then there's the Jubilee, the Zionist Jesuit catastrophic timeline. Jubilee or bring house down. The Jesuit Pope, 3/13/13. October 2016, Pope retires. Revelation, 2 witnesses in sackcloth, prophecy, 42 months. Scriptures, alien involvement in human history. There may be a return in the future. We will be able to bend space and time and create our own worlds to go from planet to planet. Now is the time to create and bring new things to Earth. 7 years of tribulation started at 13/13/13. this is an attack on the monetary system because they want to play both sides. Pope speaking out against debt. The artificial. This is all we're talking about now is all on the catastrophic timeline. It's just creating these political bullshit debates and crap that's going on in the election. It's all from the catastrophic timeline, the artificial timeline, inorganic AI trying to keep its hold on the population. So take your energy out of that. Get out of her, my people. That's what they say. Remember that line. Get out of her, my people. That's what they're talking about. The organic positive timeline. Letting go of fear and chaos. In touch with Earth. Earth is ready to get rid of the catastrophic timeline. 7-year tribulation is for those who think catastrophic timeline is real. Breaking the AI connection takes the power away from the rogue malevolent forces. Anunnaki institutions, money, military complex, religion, government, politics are on the false catastrophic timeline. Blood spills for the church. Matthew 24:21-22. Things get so bad, if not, days not be cut short, if not for the chosen ones. The angels will help in the catastrophic timeline for good when it gets so out of hand that humanity can't handle it. And what we need to do is support the positive timeline and spread the positive good news, the truly good news that Earth is on the positive timeline, and the catastrophic timeline is an artificial construct. They have no power over us. Declare independence from the catastrophic timeline. Simply a choice that you make, whether you want to see things certain ways. Now, Peter Kling says something interesting about how DNA was once a perfect 8, and how it was snipped into 2 individual parts, which is interesting. And I think that when you develop higher consciousness, you start to repair that, and you start to remember where it was cut. And paste, it's like a cut and paste thing. It's really interesting to think about. Canceling the debt puts us on a positive timeline. We demand that be the cancellation of debt and fair money distribution for everybody. The end of 42 months is the U.S. election. Obama administration what does it say? Mobilization of American people raised riots. Baltimore riot what does it say? Was held from the White House by admission to African American Baltimore mayor. People can choose to opt out of system. Christmas of 1913, Woodrow Wilson enacted the Federal Reserve, acting on behalf of Warburg Rothschild and Rothschilds. Elections all controlled since day one. Democracy is not democracy. All elected presidents, with the exception of Martin Van Buren, are related. This is what we demand, that the U.S. debt be forgiven. And they need to stop pouring all this money into the friggin' military crap. And the BRICS, we demand to know why the U.S. is not joining BRICS. This is a hold from the Rothschilds. And I guess that's that for now. I'm going to close off with this. I think it's important. We're talking about trying to get people out of the war so we can have actual peace on Earth, like we like. As they keep talking about for this stupid Christmas holiday every year. Where's the peace? For everybody. We're talking for everybody, not just for here. For everyone. Okay, here it is. It's called To all National Guard members from Earth and her people, you're not protecting us, you're protecting them. The rulers of the old world system of mayhem. Stop, drop your weapon, don't sign up for war. This is not what you came to Earth for. You came to Earth. Hold on a second, I'm going to read it one more time. To all National Guard members from Earth and her people, you're not protecting us, you're protecting them. The rulers of the old world system of mayhem. Stop, drop your weapon, don't sign up for war. This is not what you came to Earth for. You came to fight for Earth, not to kill your brother. We cannot expect peace when we're murdering one another. To the one that's in battle, please come home. To the one signing up, stop rejecting your stone. Stop rejecting yourself. You're better than that. Okay, thank you for joining me. I'll see you next week.